inside Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, a good battle in the AFC. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Indianapolis Colts. Mike Tirico, Gxlden with you. That's Harrison Butker. Set to get things started. Off we go from Kansas City. And he stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Colts offense going to take the field here for the first time. They're led by the former first-round pick out of Duke, quarterback Daniel Jones.
You know, how often do we see guys in the league, Mike, that are former first-round picks? They get significant starting time with their original franchise, and then there's a...
Oh, right at the outset, he lost the football. I believe the Colts were in there to retain possession, yes. Indianapolis will hold on to the football.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sacked, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and we'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force third down. Tyler Warren, the man he was looking for there. And it's going to bring up a third down. Throwing, Jones. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. So here come the Chiefs, and that means the three-time Super Bowl MVP, twice the league MVP. Almost hard to believe, Greg, it's season 9 for Patrick Mahomes.
I'll tell you what, Mike, we have a blast every week doing this, but when we get our assignments and we see this guy on deck, it just gets a little bit more special. I mean, to witness firsthand one of the greatest, one of the most transcendent players of all time at the quarterback position, you just know when he's on the field, you're likely to witness something special, and needless to say, I think we're all pretty excited for this one.
From the 32-yard line now, here's second down and 5. Throwing from the gun, here's Patrick. To the outside, catch made by Worthy. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
He's got his man. He finds Worthy. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Play fake. Now it's Mahomes. That's complete. Left side to Worthy. And he's out of bounds on the pass play, but that's good for 8 yards.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They go play action with Mahomes. Throw here down the field. Will fall incomplete.
So I don't hate the decision, Mike, but it just feels like he put a little too much air on that ball. It just took that ball way too much time to get to the open receiver. And when you hang a ball that long, the defenders at this level are just going to break and attack on that ball. And he's lucky that didn't end up going back the other direction.
Throwing again, it's Mahomes. To the left side in the hands of Bryce. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. His second grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down. Off the play fake, Mahomes. Got a man over the middle, it's Worthy. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line. How about 4 catches on this drive alone? Time to change the defense. This one gets him another first down.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
I think the rest of those receivers in the huddle have all come to the realization that they might not be getting a target anytime soon. And frankly, I don't blame them. I mean, they're riding the hot hand, and rightfully so. Until this defense proves that they can stop him in the passing game, I expect the quarterback to just continue to go back to him time and time again.
That's on the rookie first-rounder out of Ohio State, Josh Simmons. Mahomes now to throw again. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
It's pretty well read there defensively. Anytime you throw these quick passes to the wide receivers, you're looking to pick your gain up after the catch. So let's give credit to the defense. Rally and tackle in space and keep that to a pretty modest gain.
Mahomes going to throw here on third down. And the Chiefs going to be set up with first and goal. Pass play moves them down to the 1.
First and goal, Kansas City.
That's just playing quarterback at a really high level, Mike. I mean, once he realizes his initial pre-snap read has changed, he just calmly goes through his progressions against this zone look. He ends up delivering a strike, and they keep the drive alive.
He's got his big tight end, Noah Gray. Touchdown, Chiefs.
Touchdown, Kansas City.
It seems to me they were kind of holding this play call for this exact situation, Mike. First and goal, down here near the goal line, and they had this one worked up all week. Simple pitch and catch, and it works to perfection.
Harrison Butker now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Chiefs will take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score. Chiefs 7, Colts nothing.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. Ashton Doolin now to return it. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Colts offense ready now for their second drive. So here's a first and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. A quick throw on this RPO, and Downs has it. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35. That one good for a dozen. And a very quick first down.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And He's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. Nice job there making that happen.
On 1st and 10, here's Jones. He's got a receiver. That's Michael Pittman. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
A gain of 19.
How about this sequence to start the drive? Back-to-back good gains, 19 for this one.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
And it's a big play there for his first catch of the game. And not only does he get a nice chunk of yards, but now he puts his offense in plus territory as they try to see if they can end this drive with some points.
Jones now on 1st down. Left side, that is caught by Warren. And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 5. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 on that one. 1st down, Indianapolis.
1st and 10 at the
This is already a little
49-yard
better than
line.
the first time they had the ball, Mike. Remember, opening possession, 3 and out. Showing some signs of life here now. Nice pick up there by the back to pick up the 1st down.
Short one, and it's caught by Warren. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
7-yard pickup.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
They'll toss this right side to Taylor. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten the yards, but it will set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Shotgun now for Jones. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
This has been a really impressive drive, Mike, really from the start. And this is something defenses want to force offenses to do. Methodically work their way down the field. But they've been highly efficient, and now they get another 1st down.
That's out quickly to Pittman. And he will get into the end zone. Michael Pittman. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Here's Michael Badgley for the point after. The kick is good. And the Colts will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. So back to level after the touchdown. In time for the kickoff. Here's Smith to return it. Ooh. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Chiefs offense ready for their 2nd possession. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with 1st down. Now the first carry for the Rutgers Scarlet Knight, Isaiah Pacheco. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick 1st down.
Well, really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up 1st downs without having to get to 3rd down? We see it here Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
Firing right side, brought in by Brown. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
He's made his presence felt throughout this opening quarter. They better figure out a way to slow him down defensively. Otherwise, he's in store for a monster game.
Mahomes quickly out to right. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and then see what he can do after the catch.
And he's close to another first down. He's brought down just shy of the marker.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Right back to the air for Mahomes. That one down the field, but they cannot connect. And it's incomplete. Travis Kelce, the intended target. And it'll be third down.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd. And even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
Moving this to the 36-yard line will give them enough. Chains will move. It's a first down.
And when you've got that big body in the backfield, I mean, why not give them a chance to use that size to pick up first down? I mean, you're not looking for a home run. You're not looking for a touchdown. Just get north and south and keep this drive alive.
Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on first down. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. That's catch 3 just on this drop. And it gets his team a first down.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
Off the bootleg, it's Mahomes. He's got his tight end. That's Travis Kelce. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 14-yard line.
It is 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Looks like we have an injured Colt on that play. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. To the air once more, it's Mahomes. This is hot toward the side of the end zone. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, KC.
And this is where it pays to have a strong arm to throw this sort of outbreaking route, Mike, towards the boundary in tight coverage. You've got to have a lot of faith that you're going to get that ball there. If you're a little late or this ball is underthrown, it could result in a pick 6 the other direction. Instead, he fires it and he puts it on a line, and the result is a touchdown.
And Butker on for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Chiefs will move out to a 14-7 lead.
14, Colts 7.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. Anthony Gould now to return. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Colts offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. And he works past the 40, taken down after a gain of 7.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Second down and 3. They'll go again here with Taylor. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Now a 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Jones. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Really nice start for this defense here early through the first quarter. 2 different players each recording a sack. Offensive line's going to have to get together on the sideline with their coach and identify where's the weakness in our protection. How can we get extra bodies and extra attention? Because we still got a long way to go in this one.
Here's Rigoberto Sanchez now. And he's on to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. Here's Remigio. That's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. Patrick Mahomes going to lead the KC offense back out for this next drive. And he's off to a fast start throwing the football. Pretty good numbers already just in this first quarter of play. This caught right side by Worthy. And he'll be ridden out of bounds after a gain of 6.
Out of bounds at the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 4. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. He'll step up and run.
Patrick Mahomes on the scramble. A gain of 7. And
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the 1st down.
Off the play fake, here's Mahomes. Left side, it's caught high ground. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
22 yards.
That pass play, good for 22. Good for a Chiefs 1st down.
Great pre-snap recognition here by the quarterback. He looks outside and sees man coverage, and he knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. Now it's up to the receiver to create separation at the top of the route. Ball's on time, great placement, nice big pickup.
Brought down at the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and
8. From the 35, here's 2nd and 8. Once again, it's Pacheco.
Isaiah Pacheco, the ball carrier. Cameron Bynum on the stop. A 3-yard gain on the play.
So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. 14-7 is our score. We'll be back in Kansas City after this. The Chiefs have it here to start quarter number 2. Here's a 3rd down and 4 as we are ready to get back underway. He'll get that complete to Isaiah Pacheco. And he's He's going to be taken down short of the marker, and that is going to set up an interesting fourth down decision.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on fourth down.
Oh, and now movement up front, trying to get the defense to jump. One of the offensive linemen moved instead. On fourth down, Super Bowl champ Harrison Butker now for the Chiefs. His kick is good. And the Chiefs build their cushion to 10. It's now 17-7. After the made field goal, Butker back on the field to send this one away. On the return, it's Gxlden. Ooh. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Here's the Indianapolis offense. Now as they get set to take over once more, they find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. On first down, they'll start with Taylor. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 9. Working from the gun, it's Jones. Oh, the ball's out. And fortunately, their center able to rein it in, and they'll retain possession.
Well, fortunately for this quarterback, Mike, thanks to the alert play by one of his teammates, they're going to prevent this from being a turnover. It's just so hard as the quarterback. You're trying to keep your eyes downfield. You're trying to keep the plays alive. You have to feel the rush. You have to understand when that clock's going off. That ball either needs to come out, or it certainly needs to be protected.
3rd and a long way to go. Now, Jones. That's the tight end, Moali Cox. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
Returnable for Remigio. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. On 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. That's complete to Rice. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 37-yard line.
So, from the 37, here's 2nd and a couple. Mahomes out quickly here to Worthy. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a first down.
You'll see right before the ball was snapped, the quarterback just take a peek. Is there enough space between the defender and your wide receiver that you intend to throw this little quick to? That's called the cushion. Cushion's big enough, you can run the play. He gets up and press coverage, you got to get at it.
Hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
A little indecisive there, Mike. I thought he could have pulled the trigger a tad sooner. Instead, he just holds onto the ball a little too long. The windows close up and ultimately has no choice but to just simply throw the ball away.
Throwing again, it's Mahomes. He'll drop this underneath to Pacheco. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Man in motion is Brown. On third down, Mahomes. He's got his man. He finds Worthy. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
A gain of 19 yards. And the first down, Chiefs.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these third downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force third down, they got to get off the field.
Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. That's 13 more on that play. And quickly, another first down.
Mike, the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
He'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. He looks forward for maybe a yard. Latu. There to bring him down.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the Colts' 21-yard line.
From the 21, here's 2nd and 9. Throwing from the gun, here's Patrick. That is brought in at the 10. And he is out of bounds. Give them a dozen yards on that one and give them 1st and goal.
Throwing with anticipation, it not only requires the confidence in both your accuracy and the timing, but it also forces the receiver to be on time and where the quarterback expects you to be. And this is one of those examples, man. When those two things are on point, it results in a first down.
Marked down at the 6.
Jermaine Pratt there on the tackle. A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
Here now, 2nd down and goal. Now, Mahomes. He takes off. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
Coming into the game, this is something defensively you have to be aware of. If this quarterback gets a chance and he sees some daylight, he's going to try to take it in on his own. But not in this case. They were quick to react, stop him short. Now brings up 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal. Mahomes. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
And I think I want to see a little bit more of this style from this defense. The key, Mike, is at that catch point, you want to create as much contact and be physical. Separate the ball from the intended receiver, and it's a great example there. You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
After the made field goal, Butker back on the field to send this one away. On the return, it's Gxlden. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Colts offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. On 1st and 10, here's Jones. Over the middle, he's got Warren. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
It's a gain of 6.
That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
This is the epitome of team defense. Not only are you able to rush the passer and put relentless pressure on him play after play, but the coverage on the back end is so tight. There's just nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. You see him just continue to hold the ball that extra second in the pocket, and with the way these guys are pass rushing, that's all the time they need.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Shotgun now for Jones. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Complete to Michael Pittman. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 8.
They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Back to throw is Jones. Right side, that is hauled in by Warren. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down? They'll go for it. It's Jones. He gets this one complete to Pittman. And he's going to have the 1st down. Aggressive call there, but it works out as they convert on 4th down.
Love the idea of going for it on 4th down. Anytime you're on your opponent's side of the field, Mike, you have to take advantage of that field position. You're too long for a field goal, but you're too close to the end zone to punt it. So going for it on 4th down is definitely the right move. Now you've got to take advantage of it and don't let it go to waste.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Chiefs' 33-yard line.
Here comes 2nd and 4. Again, it's Jones. That's complete to his running back, Taylor. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. A gain there of 11. That's good for a Colts 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets. It puts so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 13-yard line.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. On the handoff, it's Taylor. And he's going to fight forward. Didn't get a whole lot, but it's going to be enough to move the chains.
And the Colts 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
They can still get a 1st down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. Now it's the veteran, Amir Abdullah. And he's in! Amir Abdullah. Touchdown, Colts.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Badgley's extra point is good. And the Colts are back within 6.
Colts 14.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Nico Remigio to bring it back. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Patrick Mahomes going to lead the KC offense back out for this next drive. He's had things all his way in the 1st half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to them with another drive here. Off the bootleg, it's Mahomes. That's complete left side to Worthy. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 36-yard line.
Left side in the hands of Rice. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. Mahomes finding Rice for the Kansas City first down.
This is a great example, Mike, of just how effective it is when you're efficient on early downs throwing the ball. I mean, when you can pick up first downs without getting the third down, as the game unfolds, things just get easier and easier. Take what the defense is giving you. Don't force the ball downfield. And when you can stay ahead of the chains without having to get to third and have it plays, that's when an offense is really firing.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 5. Over the middle and caught by Rice. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
13 yards.
That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll run it straight ahead with Pacheco. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd down and 9. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. There's that man again, another catch. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
And the Chiefs are going to be set up 1st and goal. Tackle made at the 9.
1st and goal, Kansas City.
The ability to generate explosive plays is the greatest correlation with the ability to score points. So every defense nowadays is trying to say, cannot let them throw the ball over our head. What does that do? Gets you a little bit more depth in your drops. Makes it a little bit easier for some of these check down pickups.
Well, here's the chance to cap off a great half. They have it 1st and goal. Quick throw out wide. It is complete. And the tackle is made at about the 6.
When a defense has speed to the ball like this group does, it makes these wide receiver screens really challenging because all those fast linebackers and defensive backs that are chasing the ball carrier, the offensive line are the ones responsible for them, and sometimes that's just a speed mismatch, and they can't get out in front.
Now the Colts will use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. Mahomes now to throw again. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. Timeout, Indianapolis. That is their 2nd. Talk things over before 3rd down. from the shotgun. It's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's fourth down.
We're starting to see a lot of this on third down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these third down conversions. You know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up fourth down.
3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Chiefs will tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. After the made field goal, Butker back on the field to send this one away. Here's Gould on the return. Yeah, and he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Colts offense ready to take over once again. Jones now on first down. He'll step up and run this. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
You can see here, Mike, the impact that sending your receivers deep does to the defense. You add so many layers, and the defense has to get so much depth in their pass coverage. It leaves a lot of room underneath, and that's exactly what the quarterback takes advantage, tucks the ball down, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
To number 14, Alec Pierce. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 45-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Working from the gun, it's Jones. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. The Colts will signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. Third and 6. From the gun, it's Jones. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Really nice coverage here on third down. They took away all of the outlets the quarterback had. Really left them with no opportunity other than to just throw that ball away. It's going to bring up fourth down.
Here's their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over.
At their own 22-yard line.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll get about 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
So, halftime straight ahead. And we send it over to Scott Hansen, who has the EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the 3rd quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you, my friend. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of this second half. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Looks like we have an injured Colt on that play. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Pacheco. And finally, they'll bring him down, but he's up beyond the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
Kansas City.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
They're going to run out of the gun with Pacheco. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss. And it's second down.
Brings up second and 12.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. To throw is Mahomes. A short throw taken in by Kelsey. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Mahomes going to throw here on third down. That's complete. Who else? It's Kelsey. A pickup of 12 yards. First down, KC.
Third down is when we see so many tight ends around the league really make their money. They operate in the middle of the field. They're a big, easy target for the quarterback. And even if they are covered, Mike, they're not really ever covered.
Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on first down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
From the 31, here's second and 4. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. A quick slant that is caught by Kelsey. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Gain of 6.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
Right back to the air for Mahomes. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he's into the end zone. Rashee Rice. Touchdown, Kansas City.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. If you want to survive in this league as a wide receiver, you have to be able to make plays like this after the catch. And great job there by the quarterback being accurate, and great job by the receiver running after he makes the catch.
Here's the Chiefs and Mahomes lining up to add on 2 more.
The Chiefs will set up for the 2-point conversion.
Pacheco gonna try it on the ground. And he is not going to get in. Stops on the try for 2. The lead remains right where it is. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. Here's Gould on the return. Now an opening past the 30. And he'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Colts offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10. That's Pierce in motion. Throwing on first down is Jones. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
And you can see the quarterback, he's looking up at the Jumbotron after that throw, Mike. He knows he just got away with one, and he's thinking, all right, what do I got to do to make an adjustment that it's not so close the next time?
Jones to throw on second down. And a nice run and close to the first down, protecting himself, sliding at the end.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Jones looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He's got his tight end. That's Warren. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. Able to get loose after the catch for more yardage. That'll be a pickup of 21.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. They get 24 on that one, and just like that, it's first and goal.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming down.
Tackle made at the 5-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and goal.
Ball right on the 5-yard line, 2nd down and goal. Shotgun now for Jones. That hauled in at the 2. And he's close to the goal line but didn't get in. Good job to make sure he doesn't cross the plane. And now it's 3rd and goal. Taylor, and he will not get in. The defense stands their ground, pushes him back, and they force 4th down.
Pretty big swing here in the mindset of the defense. Before the play, you're thinking, man, we're on the 1-yard line. Pretty likely that it ends with a touchdown. But instead, you send them back 5 yards, and your chances of holding them to 3 just go up.
In comes Michael Badgley for this field goal drop. He'll bang that one through. It's good. And the Colts will cut into that lead.
17.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Remigio now on the return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Chiefs and their running back, Isaiah Pacheco, head out for their next drive. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. Got a man over the middle. It's Worthy. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A pickup there of 28 yards.
Kansas City.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike. How well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you do it.
Mahomes pass complete to Rashid Rice. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 47-yard line.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing now, Mahomes. They go right back to Rice. He's got it again. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
It takes a certain guy in that slot position position to be willing and able to go across the middle of the defense on those in-breaking routes. You can tell this guy, he doesn't care. He is fearless going across the middle, and he's able to secure a nice catch.
They'll try to sneak it here. Moving this to the 36-yard line won't give them enough. Chains will move. It's a first down. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Mahomes going to fire quickly to Worthy. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line now, here's second down and 6. Throwing is Mahomes. That's complete to Rice. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
So anytime you decide to blitz, the hope is that the secondary can hold up long enough to allow the extra pressure guys to get to the quarterback. But when you don't get to the quarterback and he's able to get the ball on time and in rhythm, there are holes in the back end, and they're able to pick up the first down.
And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line with the official signal. He's got enough for the first down. On first and 10, it's Mahomes. To the left side in the hands of Rice. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier. So it's just a simple read, but it's really well defended. They had both the give and the pull reads both accounted for, and the play ends up going nowhere.
Second and goal. Now it's from the 6-yard line. From the gun, here's Pacheco. And he got half of what he needed from the 6 to the 3.
And after putting together what's been a long and methodical drive, they suddenly find themselves on the verge of potentially stalling out. So this defense, they can get a stop here. I would feel like a pretty big win on a drive that's largely been dominated by the offense.
Third and goal. Mahomes. Trying to set up the screen here with Pacheco. And he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it's fourth and goal.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
On fourth down, Harrison Butker on for the Kansas City field goal. This, about as short as you can get. Another one through the upright. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Chiefs will extend their third quarter lead. After the made field goal, Butker back on the field to send this one away. Here's Gould on the return. And he's stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Colts offense ready to get back at it. On first and 10, here's Jones. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 5. Give up the middle to Taylor. He'll have a 1st down as he gets this up close to the 40-yard line.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
It'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of 20, much of it coming after the catch as they pick up the 1st down.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better field for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
On 1st down, Jones. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. I believe the Colts were in there to retain possession, yes. Indianapolis will hold on to the football.
I feel like we see this so often, Mike, especially with how good these receivers are after the catch. They're so eager to pick up that extra yardage. Sometimes they don't completely put the ball away, and with how good these defenders are at knocking it loose, pretty fortunate on that one. His teammate was there to prevent that from being a turnover.
This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Jones. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
So the key to these 3rd down blitzes, Mike, is you have to be confident that you're going to get home, because if not, you can leave yourself vulnerable on the back end to give up a big play. So fortunately here, the gamble pays off, and they're able to get him down for a sack.
The Colts about to kick this one away, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. Patrick Mahomes going to lead the KC offense back out for this next drive. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. 1st and 10 for Mahomes. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 30-yard line.
Second down, they need 7. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. A short throw taken in by Kelsey. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
Here's a handoff to Pacheco. Uh-oh. He's inside the 30. And he will go all the way. Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, Chiefs. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. That back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
Butker now for the point after. The kick is good, and the Chiefs will extend this third quarter lead.
39, Colts 17.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. On the return, it's Gxlden. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over once more. Jones now on first down. Trying the left side and caught by Pittman. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. He's over 100 receiving yards on the afternoon now, and a first down to boot. In motion is Warren. On the ground, it's Taylor. Not much there, maybe a yard.
Chris Jones on the stop. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 8. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second down and 8. Working from the gun, it's Jones. To the right side, that is hauled in by Warren.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Third and a yard. They'll run the sneak, and he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
That's good for the Colts. First down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. In motion comes Pittman. Jones now on first down. There's that man again. Another catch. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a first down.
At the 36-yard line.
They'll run on first down with Taylor. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
Completing this one to Downs. He'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 19-yard line.
Second and 5. Throwing now is Jones. They go right back to downs. He's got it again. And they'll get him down inside the 5-yard line. It's first and goal coming up.
And the Colts first down. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the fourth quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's first and goal.
And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Third down. Touchdown, Indy. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Here's a 2-point try. Jones bringing the offense to the line.
The Colts will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll go with Taylor on the ground. And he's not going to get in. The decision to go for 2 doesn't pay off. Unable to cut any further into the deficit.
Mike Badgley set
Both
to
teams
kick off.
ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Smith to return it. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Patrick Mahomes going to lead the KC offense back out for this next drive. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. A quick throw going to be caught by Worthy. Now he's free at the 35. And he will score. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, KC. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Here's Butker now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Chiefs will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
Colts 23.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. On the return, it's Gxlden. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Colts offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Back to throw is Jones. He'll dump this off to Taylor. Complete. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
There's 2 big key pieces the way you want to evaluate quarterbacks in the NFL, Mike, is the first one, how do they operate on third down? But the second one, how do they throw the ball when it's not a clean pocket? And you saw here, the ability to be on time and accurate through contact, that's what separates the good ones from the rest. And that was a big-time throw right there.
And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple, and it sets up third down.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Shotgun now for Jones. That one brought in by Warren. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
From the 46, here's second down and 4. Jones to the air again. Again, they target Pittman. He's got another catch. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the fight, and it's second down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down?
And he will be out of bounds right around the 35. Good-looking screenplay there, a gain of 11 and a first down.
And despite things looking pretty bleak at the moment, I think you got to respect the fact they're out there swinging. They're trying to pull off a double-digit comeback here in the 4th quarter.
Again, it's Jones. A short pass taken in by Warren. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. It'll be first and goal. That's a gain of 28.
Now this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
Smart decision there on 1st and goal. If it's not there early, don't get baited into a bad decision. Just throw it away and live for another down. Really nice decision-making here. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Again, they'll throw with Jones. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming whether you catch it or not. And you get paid to make the difficult catches. And I would classify that one as tough, but you got to make that catch. Give your team a chance.
And he's in. Touchdown. Touchdown, Indianapolis. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. Well, Greg, really down to the point where every possession they need to score, and they get a touchdown here to stay alive.
Mike, I like what I'm seeing out of this team. They find themselves down big late, but there's no quit. They're continuing to fight back, and they got a chance to make this one a 2-possession game here late.
Here's a 2-point try. Jones bringing the offense to the line.
The Colts will line up
on the zone read. He'll keep it himself. Trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he is going to come up short.
That decision to go for 2 was made up from the very beginning. The moment they scored, you could see the head coach. He's signaling, we're going for 2. The touchdown was obviously a disappointing outcome defensively, but to able to get that stop, they can at least come off the field and catch their breath.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Remigio now on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Chiefs' offense and Rashee Rice set to take over once more, and he's looking to finish strong. He has been unquestionably the star of the show, as they have just absolutely had no answer on the defensive side of the ball. Mahomes going to fire quickly to Worthy. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. And that's going to do it. It'll put him over 200 receiving yards in the game. What a performance. That grab also comes with a first down.
Nice job there, getting the ball to your slot receiver and then letting him get to work. It's a nice feeling as a quarterback when you can just have a short throw still result in a big game.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Well, the defense gets a rare win. We've seen this ball carrier have his way on the ground pretty much all day today, Mike, and give credit to the defense. They were able to get back in the backfield with some penetration and bring them down for a loss.
Mahomes now to throw on 2nd down. To the left side, caught by Kelsey. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 8. And it brings up 3rd down.
Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. He'll drop this underneath to Pacheco. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
So they go with the first down run, hoping to just get them some positive yards and get themselves into a good 2nd down situation, but now they find themselves in 2nd and long. So the more you give defenses the opportunity, Mike, to defend you one-dimensionally. So in this case, we're only playing you in the pass. It stresses your protection, it stresses your play caller, and ultimately, it stresses your quarterback.
5 yards on the play, and it's 3rd down.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. Got a man. It's Kelsey. Complete. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. All they're trying to do is just clear some space for the tight end and then let him go to work in the middle of the field. Now they're set up nicely inside the red zone.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Mahomes quickly out to Rice.
Complete to Rashee Rice. It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 21-yard line.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. To the air once more, it's Mahomes. He'll swing one out wide to Pacheco. And he's going to be forced out of bounds. Still plenty of work to do. 3rd and long coming up.
What they teach these backs is when you catch a check down, immediately try to get vertical. Try to put a hole in the defense coming to rally tackle. So give credit to the defense here. They strung this out and made him go sideways, and they forced him to go so far sideways, he went out of bounds.
They're trying to set up the screen here with Pacheco. And he's going to get this close to a first down, but he's out of bounds a yard short, and that's going to make it 4th down.
As a play caller, those are the plays that just drive you crazy, Mike. You think you're going to pick up the first down. You get tackled just shy of the sticks, and now a little bit of a gamble here on fourth down.
A 28-yard attempt.
Butker's kick is good. And the Chiefs will extend their lead.
49, Colts 29.
After the made field goal, Butker back on the field to send this one away. On the return, it's Gxlden. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Michael Pittman making his way back out there along with the rest of the Colts offense. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. On 1st and 10, here's Jones. And the ball out of the reach of the receiver. Falls incomplete.
At this point in the game, you find yourself trailing by this amount. It just feels like, why not, right? Just continue to test this defense, see if you can get something going in the downfield passing game. And nice job by the secondary, understanding what's coming, understanding the offense. They really have nothing to lose.
Jones to throw on 2nd down. That's complete to his running back, Taylor. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Working from the gun, it's Jones. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
They convert with a gain of 15.
First down.
Some teams just have a stronger appetite for being willing to go for 4th down tries, even on their side of the field, Mike, and we're seeing it so much more often. The days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean you should punt. The better your defense, the more chances you should take on offense.
20-yard pickup there. First down, Indianapolis.
First down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
A gain of 9 yards. That's another Colts first down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
From the gun, it's Jones. Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
On 2nd down, here's Jones. This is caught at the 2. And he'll take it on in. Tyler Warren. Touchdown, Colts.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
His kick is good. Makes the score Chiefs 49, Colts 36.
So time here for the onside kick just in front of the 2-minute warning.
Well, that recovery certainly makes things a little more interesting, but you're still down 2 possessions, so you've got to work fast, score quickly, and then line back up and recover another.
And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Here is 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll drop to throw. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
Protecting the ball anytime you throw the ball in the middle of the field is obviously critical, right? That's where tip passes, that's where all sorts of stuff happens when you put the ball in harm's way. But you also have to protect your receivers. There's a bit of a trust back and forth where the receivers say, hey, I'm willing to go across the middle and compete for the ball. But now you're my eyes. You have to protect me and make sure that the location of the ball doesn't run me into a big hit.
And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short.
So he isn't able to move the chains, but I think this is still a great example to just point out that certain guys on the field earn the trust of their quarterback. And he wasn't even necessarily open, Mike, but he's still, hey, it's 3rd down. Give one of my best players an opportunity to go up and compete for the ball. And he's going to continue to get more of these 50-50 opportunities when he keeps coming down with it.
The Chiefs and their running back, Isaiah Pacheco, head out for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should do it here. Defensively, they do still have those 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. Good physical run. It'll wind up as a gain of 5. Now the Colts will use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the first down. Nice gain of 5. Timeout, Indianapolis. That is their 2nd. They'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. First and 10. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. The Colts will signal for their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. It is 3rd and long. So it's a win for the visiting Chiefs. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. In the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. That was the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Gxlden and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.